So, I'm gonna wait so I have to yell less, honestly, because if I have to yell all day, my voice will be shot by like lunch. So, all right. First of all, thank you everyone for coming. Honestly, when we sat down and we thought about it and said, hey, let's run a narrative style event and let's limit the armies that people can take, we were a little bit nervous. Okay, we really truly were, because we were just like, oh my God, what if we piss people off? But luckily, Games Workshop loves Space Marines. Understatement of the year, right?
Let me have a second here to compose myself.
You're the wrong person for this.
Well, yes and no. Well, basically, Warhammer, like the whole idea behind it, it's too big. But it's essentially, it's a British game made by guys who play with Napoleonic soldiers. So it's a hobby game. You paint your models, you reenact battles with it. But instead of being reenactions like the British or English or American Civil War, they've come up with stuff in the far future. So humanity's gone into space, there's aliens everywhere, and some of humanity has turned to the dark evil gods and they kind of fight against each other, and that's what we're doing today, is the reenactment of the beginnings of a gigantic civil war.
I'm going to start with player one. Matty Damon. Who are you loyal to?
Today I'm playing Chaos Space Marine Army. It's the other half of this little civil war that's going on. Well, I have two armies. This was my first army, and it's an easier army to play. Like Marine armies, which this whole tournament's about, they're very easy armies. Everybody starts with them.
Scott West, who are you loyal to?
You're gonna have to go for Horus.
Horus.
The Emperor protects. Horus.
The Emperor.
Horus. The Emperor.
The Emperor.
The Emperor.
The Emperor!
Wars are fought between two generals, each of which commands an army of units that they have purchased, assembled, and painted. Warfare is divided into phases, where each player moves, shoots, and engages in close quarters combat. In the movement phase, the direction and distance that the individual units will travel is determined and implemented. In the shooting phase, units capable of long-distance attacks have the opportunity to devastate any enemy units within range. In the assault phase, units engage in brutal hand-to-hand combat.
When we did our first one, it was an issue of, I wouldn't say that there weren't any good tournaments going on in Alberta, but there really wasn't any great tournaments. And so, you know, being ambitious and full of myself, I thought, you know, why not put on that sort of great tournament?
The game really took off in Edmonton, like just huge everywhere. I mean, it was kind of happening everywhere else, but I was basically at the forefront for quite a while in Edmonton, being one of the main guys, just sort of pushing it on people, you know, saying, have you seen this game? This game is awesome, and playing lots of it and so on and so forth.
There was a while there, I think I got into organizing because there came a point in my hobby where my hobby was just enabling others to enjoy the hobby.
Games Workshop has really got me much more event-oriented, where we really thought about trying to do things with the game, and when I came down here, suddenly I'm running a store and we have to think of events, or ways of promoting the store. So I thought, well, you know, doing events is good, and we did lots of small little things. And then Nathan and Terry, who I've known from previous years, they did a big one. And I was just like, you know, we should pull our resources.
When you plan your own wedding, there isn't an event you can't throw.
These guys are gonna shoot their pistols at those guys. Draw sidearm. Open fire. Hit a whole bunch.
Running tournaments is terrible for my marriage. It's really, it's stressful. Like, we work in very truncated time schedules for these sort of things. Went to bed at 2 last night, woke up at 6. I am not as nice to my husband as I ought to.
We want people to come and have fun. And you know, if you're here to win at all costs and pick on the little kids here and just beat up on them, you know what? The door's back there. Like, you know, we really don't want people like that, you know, and that's why half the people here today are going to walk away with the prize tomorrow. you know, and no other tournament does that.
A lot of the Warhammer player base focuses a lot on, you know, who can play the hardest and write the dirtiest list, and it's kind of something we try to avoid. At the end of it, we're just here to have some fun.
Sounds like a good game over here. It's good. 3 is good.
I started playing Warhammer mostly because I like the models, and I started building like car models and stuff as a young child, and I really enjoyed the painting aspect of it. So I initially started painting the models, and then I started building up my army. I really enjoyed the collecting aspect of it as well. I then just started collecting an army and painting it as best as I could, and then I started playing games and pretty much got addicted to it.
It's war crack, they call it. Once you start, you can't stop.
When I worked for Games Workshop, the running joke was always that it was like being a drug dealer. You know, you give them the first hit for free, and then you know you start asking for money. After the last round, Horus is down to Desperation level 1. If you need to know what that does, look at your player's package that you got when you registered. It's glued onto the side there. All Horus players come up to the front to get two campaign tokens. Yes, and as a result, all Horus players will get 2 campaign tokens. So please, make a single file line to come here and get your tokens. I started with Warhammer 40,000 way back in the 8th grade. How many years? 13-ish years ago?
I first became involved with this hobby in the late 80s.
And my parents just got me sort of, you know, the army I wanted, which was Tyranids, because I loved them. So I've played that army for 13 years now.
But we were playing D&D forever, and then we found this game called Battletech, which was giant robots that fight, and so on and so forth. And one day, one of my buddies came and he said, "This game is for sissies. You guys need to see Warhammer. My God, is this game awesome."
This is their third paint scheme.
Third paint scheme?
Yes,
probably.
it is, because there's the black with white, then the red with white, and now
Yes.
the red and green. So,
Like, what's that? We're going on 20 years, 25 years?
We moved it together in the first year of university. I found a box of, I won't say painted, but I won't say unpainted, shoddily painted models, half painted models. And I
stashed in the
asked him,
closet like a box of
hidden,
pornography, like literally up
I
in the
found
corner,
this, and
hiding.
I'm just like, what is this? And he tells me, okay, I have a confession to make, he says. I play this game, it's really geeky. Please don't think less of me for doing it.
There was an old store, I can't even remember the name of it, down in Okotoks there. My mom had a friend who did her nails down there. So she would go into the salon. The lady that owned it, her husband owned a gaming store across the street. So for the hour and a half that it would take my mom to get her nails done, I'd get sent in there like a little 12, 13-year-old and just kind of marvel at all the cool sci-fi stuff.
You're a bag right there. All right, next. Why don't you throw it up so that everybody can see who is winning and by how much at this point. Kill points. Remember, it's
This
only
is the
kill points.
kill points count.
Are you sure?
People should play Warhammer because there is no better way to meet a more diverse group of people in any way and get along with them.
It's a fun game. Like I've met tons of great people through there.
I think the most influential in my life has been the social aspect of it.
A great majority of my friends I've met through playing Warhammer, as well as I've met a lot of people who don't even play Warhammer through this as well.
This is my main group of friends, to be honest.
I just get a lot back from the game. It's very social, very face-to-face. It's not over the internet, that kind of thing.
Just like we've got going here at the tournament, there's 40, 50 guys out there. I've seen all these guys at other tournaments, and it's great to have a community like that where you know everyone, you've seen them before, you know their armies, you know, be like, hey, what have you been working on, you know, that kind of stuff.
It's just become kind of a fixture of my life with so much time and effort that you end up putting into it. I'm actually kind of glad to put it in there too, because everyone tells me that I do good stuff. I always get complimented on that. I'm a fun guy to play with, so.
It's a great way to introduce them because both of us are like, you know that the other person on the other is interested in 40K, so you have something to talk about, and you get to meet these great people.
I could go just about any place in Europe and bring out my army and play a game and meet people.
We have a standing invitation to stay on a guy's couch in Phoenix because we met him at a tournament in Vegas.
As antisocial as a lot of people think this is, it is a game where, unlike playing, you know, online games, here you have to sit across the table from someone, and you know it's got the same attraction as poker, minus all the jerkiness of poker, which is you have to sit across from someone and you're reading your opponent as much as you're playing this game.
Round of combat. We need to find out what phase he leaves. Like, does he leave right now and now I consolidate?
No, it's at the end of the turn that he goes. So when it comes to my turn, he goes. So you'll be still engaged with him. But that's where we're at.
I'm just gonna quickly ask.
Okay. Over the camera. But since I've blown it.
Sometimes get ripped off on soft scores. People sometimes zero bomb me, thinking I'm too aggressive, too intense, but it happens. I'm a competitive person.
I'm gonna smack your chaplain in the face.
The gaming aspect is probably my second favorite. I am a competitive person, and I do like competing in a tournament situation where I'm playing people who I've never played before.
I like to be competitive. Some people take that as a negative, but it really doesn't bother me.
I defy to see this much goodwill in sporting event tournaments between amateurs. I mean, I played some intramural stuff in junior high, and I remember how serious some guys got. And it doesn't even get that serious here. There are some serious guys, and even they are pretty good-natured compared to the guys who, you know, the amateur guys in sports who are just like, no, I'm playing hard. It's just like...
If I had the opportunity during this tournament, I would actually prefer to fight the best of the best on the opposing side at every opportunity.
All right, on roll. Yep, all normal guys. Ding, 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 ding.
Damn it. Your armor, it's so strong. Three armor saves.
How is this possible?
Well, failing a shooter. 4 armor saves.
All normal guys. Is this guy charging too?
Yes. Those guys are charging.
All right.
Get some!
Oh, we gonna get some.
We gonna get some.
We gonna get some.
I think people should play Warhammer and get very involved with it because we're now in a time where people consider a hobby, you know, molding the cushion on your couch into the shape of your butt because you're playing anything on the TV. You know, console games are what people consider to be hobbies.
There are games that I've played years and years and years ago that still stick with me, you know, because there's just, you know, fun time. You know, you meet people, you socialize. You know, it's just
getting involved in the hobby. It's a big world. It's like buying a puppy. It's not just you buy it and you might feed it and that's it. It is you get into the game, and when you've got nothing to do and you're by yourself, you paint models and you end up having a lot of fun. This I think it's a fantastic hobby that you get way more out than you put in, but you do have to invest yourself.
It's kind of just become such a huge part of my life. I can't imagine not doing it.
Yeah, you have to save up your money. It's gonna sting when you put it through the till. But it's like Lego. Once you realize that 6 months later you have all the stuff you started with, it's just as valuable as it was before, and you're having lots of fun. And you can add to it when you want, or not, or play small games. Suddenly that $110, $130 that you spent just to get started starts feeling pretty okay.
With Warhammer, you pretty much meet a stranger, play your game, and it just opens another door, and that door never closes.
So what was the score? Here, I'll just drag the sheet over. Won't that help? Oh, wait. All right. So, reveal the emperors. All right, so the emperor got 844.
It was a massacre.
Yeah. Bloody. And the total for Horace.
I want to create events that I would like to attend one day. And if I create a successful event, then maybe one day I could play in it.
This is the list I played. This is Sean.
Yes, but that defeats the whole purpose of us not putting names on.
Oh, I'm just saying. No, I only say this.
Way to ruin it, Scott.
Hey,